Okay, well, I'm going to say welcome. This is our first Campion webinar, a new thing for us here at Campion. I'm Suzanna and I will be your host for the afternoon. Today we're going to hear from Cambridge, Jacaranda and Nelson on content for the new VCE curriculum for business management. So we are recording this session, and if you have queries, then please pop them in the chat. And so first of all, I'm going to hand over to James Cathro, who's the MD from Campion, just for a really quick welcome. Absolutely seamless technology.
Hi everyone, thank you for joining. My name is James Cathro and I'm the Managing Director of Campion Education. Campion are all about making teaching and learning as easy as possible for schools. Delivering education has never been so complex and there's a world of new tools available, including Campion's own digital MyConnect 2 to help prepare students for their future. Campion is a family-owned company and I've been the MD for more years than I like to remember. But I've had the privilege of visiting many schools, meeting many teachers over the years and finding out about what schools need, what students need, where education resources and learning pedagogy need to go. I hope you get a lot out of this webinar series, so let's jump in.
And thank you, James. All right, so first of all, we're going to hand over to Cambridge, and I can see Emma Kappler, who's the sales manager, and Anna Borrowdale, who's the sales and marketing director. So take it away, Cambridge.
Thank you, Suzanna. Thank you for having us, everyone. And as Suzanna said, I'm Emma Kappler. I'm the sales manager for secondary education here in Victoria.
I'm Anna Borrowdale and I'm the Sales and Marketing Director. You'll be hearing mainly from Emma today, but I thought it was a good opportunity for me to come along as well.
Okay, so I'm actually going to share my screen with you. Oops, sorry, I'm just getting rid of something there. I'm going to share my screen with you because I want to obviously talk about our new additions for VCE Business Management. So I want to share our landing page screen, which is something new that we've developed this year. But here is your one stop where you can find all the information that you need about our new series. So we're pretty excited to be publishing this series. It's the third edition now, and as I'm sure you know, we do have a really reputable series here, so we're excited to be selling it again. What I want to start with though is, sorry about that, I want to talk to you about our author team because they are a really prominent author team. They're highly regarded. They've been involved, or they are, you know, obviously practicing teachers, but they've also been involved with the curriculum over the years. And of course, they're a subject association as well. They're very highly regarded. So Julie Kane is, you can see here, the principal at Mount Waverley Secondary College. So she has years of experience, as do Gillian Summers, Debbie Secular and Rebecca Jepson. So let me go back up to the top of the page, and I'm happy to share this link with anyone that's joining the meeting at the moment if you haven't received this one already. So our series has been written for the new study design, and there's a lot of new features that we have added to this edition, just so you know, that does closely follow the study design, and there's links to the curriculum as well. So if we go into take a more detailed look, so we're looking at the student textbook here. So here's a snapshot of what you can expect to find. So we have, and obviously it's quite prominent that it's all, these are all new features. So we have illustrated mind maps here to summarise the area of study in a simple format, just so students can actually visualise what they've just learnt. There's summaries that are provided for each key knowledge dot point in the new study design as well. And of course, there's sample examination questions with sample responses as well. So this is going to help your students prepare for their final exams. Of course, there's also end of chapter review questions, and something new is the exam style questions with marking allocation that we've added into this new edition. Also, I should point out that our series now sits on a new platform. It's a platform that we've, a lot of our titles do sit on now. So it's our Edgen platform, and there's a load of features and resources that I'll talk to you about in a moment. So let's just go over some of the other new features that are in this textbook. So there's learning intentions at the beginning of every chapter and subsection. So these are aligned to the key knowledge skills from the study design. And at the end of every chapter, there's going to be a criteria checklist. So your students can actually check their progress, and then they can obviously move on if they have an understanding of what they've just covered. There's what's ahead flowcharts in the chapter openers that signposts the upcoming content. I think I've mentioned we have VCAR style examination questions as well in each chapter. There's graphic organisers and diagrams and approachable and really engaging content too for your students. So I'm going to hop out of there. So the interactive textbook, I just spoke about that. So this sits on our Edgen platform, and here are some of the features and the tools that your students are going to be able to access in their textbook. So they can gain access to this within the code within the textbook will give them access to the interactive textbook, or it can be purchased separately as well. So they'll find auto mark quizzes, there's workspaces there, self-assessment tools, suggested responses. There's a Scorcher competition, which is an online competition where they can compete against other students in their class or in their school. There's rollover definitions as well, and there's downloadable worksheets as well as the offline textbook, so they can upload that to their device. We do have where you can preview the interactive textbook. That's coming up. It's not available at the moment, but if you do have access to this page, or if you would like it, you can certainly access it once this that's been uploaded. The teacher support, so there's a load of teacher support for you all. So obviously I've just covered that it's closely covers the new study design. An exciting new feature for this series is an exam generator where teachers can actually create custom-made exams that are adapted from past VCAR questions or VCAR adapted questions that the authors have put together. So these can be assigned to your students. If you're linked to them online, they can also be printed off as well. And as you can see by the screenshot here, they actually look like an official exam as well. So I'm just going to also have a look, take a more detailed look at what else you can find in the online teaching suite. So as I've just mentioned, there's the exam generator. There's also a task manager, so you can create set work for your students and you can track their progress. Sample assessments, so these are all downloadable and they're editable as well, so you can edit those. Access to your student workspaces when you're connected to your students. So your students can flag anything that they've had difficulty in answering, and you'll be able to see that in the reporting. So there's some really fantastic reporting tools there as well. And as I mentioned, there's loads of downloadable resources which are editable as well. So here you'll find your curriculum grids, teaching programs, the checklists that I talked about that feature at the end of each chapter, more practice exams, solutions to everything, and there's also some PowerPoint files there as well. You'll be able to very shortly preview an interactive sample as well, so we'll let you know when that's available. And your purchasing options are here, so $89.95 for the print and digital. Digital only is $69.95, and then $199.95 for the online teaching suite. Just so you know, on book listing, if you choose our series, you can get in touch with us, and we'll certainly provide you with complimentary textbooks for your staff, and access for every business management teacher for the online teaching suite. At the moment, we do have complete samples of the Units 3 and 4 textbook. You can view it online here, but you can also, if you get in touch with one of your Cambridge team members, we can ensure that you receive a copy, so you can review that at your convenience. Here are our team's contact numbers. You'll see I'm obviously here, so I look after the Bayside and Mornington Peninsula area. We have Carolyn Chalora, she looks after the north. Kim Anastasios looks after the east and southeast, and Marcus looks after the west. So we really encourage you to contact us if you'd like further information, if you would like to receive page-proof copies, or preferably we'd love to come out and meet with you to run you through the series and then to show you we'll have more time to run through the interactive sample and how we can support you. So I might stop sharing my screen for now, and if I'd welcome, I think we do have a chat here. If anyone has any questions about our series, please do let me know, and I'll do my best to answer it for you now. Yeah,
I don't think there's any questions at this stage. So
no, I can't see.
In fact, I can interrupt if any queries pop up. It's very distracting trying to read the chat while you're also presenting.
Yeah, it is a bit tricky. I'm not sure what else. And if you think I've forgotten anything to cover there, Anna?
No, I do think the newest thing is the change in platform for the resource, and I just don't think that many business teachers would have seen this platform before. It was initially developed for maths.
That's right.
But it's
And also something else I forgot to mention is that we do have a webinar as well. So that's coming up on Tuesday, the 2nd of August. We have sent out hard copy page proofs to all schools in the Melbourne metropolitan area, but this is also, obviously it's a webinar, so an email invite will be going out to all of our contacts as well. So be on the lookout for that. The authors will be presenting, discussing the new study design and how it's been addressed in our textbooks as well.
Maybe with the QR code video links.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry. There are a couple of things that I probably didn't cover as well. Is in the textbook we do have QR code links as well, so they'll link you to extra detail on the case studies or any other information if there's videos, etc. So that's something that I forgot to mention. But otherwise, I think I have mentioned everything. But by all means, do get in touch with a member of the sales team or myself.
Okay. When is your what resources do you? Oh, Suzanna here. I'll ask a couple of questions. What do you have? Just wondering what you have available now, and when people would be able to see the resources, and when the full text is going to be available.
Yep. So the textbooks are actually going to be available nice and early. We've got Units 3 and 4 will be available this term, and I believe Units 1 and 2 will be early term 3. Sorry, I do have dates somewhere, but not right here. But we do have complete page proofs of Units 3 and 4 that are available now. And we actually have got in quite a few hard copy sets to give out to our schools. So, we'd love to get them out to our schools if they're going to be considering our resource, and also the digital resources that support the series. We're going to have previews available soon, so a member of the sales team can come out and run through that with business management teachers that would like to have a look at it, a closer look at it.
Fantastic. Good. All right. Anything else that you'd like to touch on while you're here? Any other subjects that business management teachers also commonly teach, where you've got something exciting coming, or anything else you'd like to flag?
Not that I can actually think of.
I guess the checkpoints, which I know some of you would know them from many subjects, but we do have a digital version of the checkpoints now, which was new last year. And I think that Campion, you know, that they go on a lot of our book lists with business management. So that's certainly something that if you're interested, we could also give you access to the digital checkpoint so you can see the content that's there. And that is also mobile friendly as well. So the idea with that one is that it's something that kids would be using maybe on the train or the bus. We're getting a great response to that.
Yeah, so it gives them that study support. I guess it's an add-on for them.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And I've just got those publication dates here now first. So the Unit 3 and 4 book is going to be released on the 15th of September. And the Unit 1 and 2 book is at the end of October. So that's when
so early on in
received.
4, yeah.
Yeah, that is very early. That's great. Super.
It is. Well, there doesn't look like there's any questions coming through.
That's fine. Okay. Well, that's very exciting. I think if you think you've covered everything, then we should probably say thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thanks.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Really appreciate it. Great to partner with you. Bye. Hey, so that was Cambridge, and we have Jacaranda joining us in just a couple of minutes. So good time to grab a very quick cup of tea. And I think Brent from Jacaranda is going to join us at 3:50, and it's 3:48 now. Okay, and I can see that Brent has joined us. So welcome, Brent. Brent is the Director of Publishing at Jacaranda. Hey, Brent.
Hi, Suzanna. How you going?
Good. Good to have you here. So we will hand over to you.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you. And let me just share my screen. Maybe, Suzanna, if you can just give me the thumbs up if you can see that. Yep, perfect. Excellent. Okay, well,
Yep.
Thank you to the Campion team and to Suzanna for having us along today. As Suzanna said, my name's Brent. I'm the Director of Publishing at Jacaranda, and I've actually been the publisher on Jacaranda Key Concepts in VCE Business Management for the last 3 editions. So this is a series that's very close to my heart, and super happy to be presenting the new editions this afternoon. So these are our brand new editions. They're the covers of the print titles, and we're super proud of them because this series is developed by Victorian teachers for VCE students. We've got the pricing there, so digital access is $50, digital and print, so the print is just an extra $30 to the digital, or we've got some exciting flexible options around with Supercourse, so we can talk about those a bit later. But one thing we really want to stress about the new editions is, so in the last edition we got heaps of feedback about VCAR questions being in the digital. The good news is we're now going to have VCAR questions in the print as well. So every lesson will have VCAR questions available for students to practice with. The other really good news is you no longer need to buy multiple items. No longer need to buy the eBook Plus, the eGuide Plus for teacher resources, and then study on for past VCAR exam questions. It's all located in one place in our Learn On platform. A super powerful online learning platform where teachers can connect to their students and track their progress throughout the course. And also, you know, all the media is embedded where you need it. So all the supporting videos are able to be accessed straight away for students. And the great news is that every single question in Learn On has got immediate feedback, so students can access those solutions when they need them. And then we mentioned the Supercourse before, and we can talk about that a bit later, but it's just the ability to be able to group titles together. So in this situation, BizMan, you can potentially put together units 1, 2, 3, and 4 for only $5 extra than just having the units 1 and 2 titles. So could be a good option, provides lots of flexibility, especially around early start programs, or if your school only offers units 3 and 4, it gives teachers the flexibility to be able to dive into that unit 1 and 2 content when they need it. This is the main sort of the crowning glory of this series. It's the author team. So led by Matt Richardson and then Simon Phelan, and we've got some new authors coming along as well. So Helen Rabenda and then Vlad Dumovic. These guys really do spend a ton of time speaking with teachers, doing a heap of research, and just really making sure that these are resources that they want to use in class with their students. We recently did a webinar on a deep dive into the VCE Business Management Study Design. So really happy to share that along if you didn't get a chance to come along. Matt Richardson, the lead author, he went through and explained all the changes to the study design. But probably the bit I'd like to start with is just some of the research that the author team did with teachers, and also looking at the external assessment report. And these really are what we based our new editions on. So the first thing is cognitive verbs. There was really strong feedback in the 2021 external assessment report that students did not really understand or accurately answer the question in relation to the specific task word or cognitive verb. The other bit of feedback that was in that external assessment report was around contemporary case studies, and that students, you know, the assessment report goes in to say that, you know, students are reminded that contemporary in the context of the study design is within the last 4 years. So we've done a ton of work on our contemporary case studies as well. As I mentioned, past VCAR questions are in every single lesson. So every subtopic, there'll be relevant past VCAR questions for students to be able to practice. You know, they'll be able to note the command term and also understand the demands of a VCAR question or an exam question. Teachers really wanted visibility into student results. So you can see here, this is a bit of a hectic screen, but this is sort of showing student performance and progress through the course. So teachers wanted to be able to have visibility into that, to see, you know, when they need to intervene to help specific students with specific problem areas or to identify areas of strength. And then obviously with a change in study design, teachers were really eager to see teacher support materials. So the likes of work programs, teacher advice, lesson starters, you know, and then obviously additional case studies. There's never too many case studies in a business management title, and then quarantined assessment and SACs as well. So we've made sure we put those in the new edition as well. So these are the new editions. These are the covers. One thing you know with the Key Concepts in Business Management series is that it's directly aligned to the study design. So you can see there that we've got a one-to-one topic to area of study correspondence. So that means that everything in that topic is everything you need to be able to teach that area of study. That's Unit 1 and 2 TOC, and that's Units 3 and 4. So you can see there that the 5 areas of study are reflected with a topic each. Once you get into the titles, you can see all of our titles are specifically aligned with the study design. That we've listed there the units and also the areas of study, and that's one-to-one correspondent matches between the print on the left-hand side and our digital on the right-hand side. Once you get into the topic, you can see that each topic starts with clearly outlining the outcome and the learning sequence. And then once you open it, we've provided teachers and students with a checklist of the key knowledge and key skills and mapping those to the specific subtopics that they're covered in. So students will be able to quickly identify if through the reports or the results, they've identified an area of weakness, they can quickly come back here and address it and do some more study and revision. Every single one of our lessons and subtopics starts with a specific key knowledge point from the study design. So you know that you're clearly ticking off all the content in the study design. And then each subtopic finishes with the summary, key ideas summary, so to make sure we're pulling out the main parts. As well as key knowledge subtopics, we also do have a range of other subtopics in the title. So you can see here, we've got some apply your skills subtopics, which explore those, the specific skills in the study design more. And we also have a couple of extend your knowledge. So allow students to understand or extend their understanding of a concept. They involve contemporary case studies. You can see there, that one is around the Commonwealth Bank of Australia. So that also gives teachers the flexibility to be able to use those case studies to provide more context around key knowledge points. One really cool new feature of the new editions is a brand new question set. So it's an online quick quiz. And what it is it's a set of 5 auto mark questions. They're online only, but they allow, what they do allow is they allow you to assign these to your class, and it's no marking. So they're auto marked, so it means that you don't have to go in and mark them, but it gives you a quick snapshot into, you know, how your students are going with the main concept the main concepts within that lesson. Because they're auto marked, all the results flow directly back into your Learn On results panel. So as I mentioned, 5 auto mark questions per subtopic. You know, terminology, definition based. They're not all going to be multiple choice. Some will be drag and drop, true and false, all of those sorts of auto mark questions. We've had some great feedback from teachers saying that they'd love to use them as entry or exit passes. Or the other thing they said was because in Learn On they spool up to the topic, or even higher than that to the unit level, teachers thought that they would use them to create some really cool custom quiz sets at the higher levels as well. You will notice that in our exercise sets, all of the task words have been bolded. So in line with that feedback from VCA, all of the task words have, in the examination report, all of the task words have been bolded to clearly identify to the student what the task is. That's also going to be supported by a new section that we're including around exam terminology. It's going to list the task word and then explain to the student exactly what that means. What do they need to do to be able to get full marks for that task word? And we also have those past VCAR exam questions in the print as well. You can see there that they've got a nice little video icon next to them. So that means they are going to be supported by teacher-led video solutions as well, which will be accessed through Learn On. And then all of our questions, but particularly the VCAR questions, you can see there that they provide an exemplary response, marking guidelines, so students can self-mark, and then also they have the past VCAR examination report note there as well, so students can see if there was any pitfalls that previous students fell in those questions. Okay, we mentioned contemporary case studies, and that was a point of or a challenge for some students last year. So where our author team has decided to elevate 2 main case studies per topic. So we're calling them topic level case studies. There'll be one manufacturing business and one services business, because that was another area that students found challenging in the exam, was differentiating between those 2 types of businesses. So we're elevating 2 contemporary case studies to be topic level case studies, and we're going to revisit those throughout the topic. So I can tell you that in topic 1 of units 3 and 4, we're using Yakult and Commonwealth Bank of Australia, and then we revisit those again in topic 3 when we talk about operations, and we know lots of schools run their excursion out to the Yakult factory. Topic reviews. We've got our summary dot points, we've got the main key terms, we've got a student-facing practice sack there, and then we've got our question set, again divided into 3, quick quiz, exercise questions with the task words all bolded, and then past VCAR questions or exam style questions as well for students to answer. You will notice that on these screens there's been some new icons that have been calling out for students and teachers to go online, because there really is so much that so much more than students and teachers can get by going online. For instance, yes, in the print we've got some past VCAR questions in every lesson, but if you go online there's a whole heap more. And additionally, students can sit the exams in full. So rather than having them divided up into key knowledge dot points, students can come directly in here and sit a full year exam. And again, access to exemplary responses, marking guides, and examiners' reports. The flip side of this is by having all of those questions, all of the quick quiz questions, all of the textbook questions, and all of the past VCAR questions online, it gives teachers the ability to jump in and create their own custom tests. So with our assign feature, teachers can come in, select the subtopics or topics or areas that they would like to set for their students, and then they can use the filters. You know, you can select only past VCAR questions, or you might want to select only auto mark questions, so you don't want to do any marking at all. So you can slice and dice those question sets to set a really customized set for those students. You might use the reports to identify students that you know, are struggling with a certain concept or key knowledge point. You'd be able to set them a specific set of questions to be able to drill into their understanding on that. So with Learn On, it really does bring the pages of the book to life. I mentioned that there's, you know, you can embed media. So our highly popular concept explainer videos will be embedded in the content. So the authors design these based on the hardest concepts from the exams, and we build on these every edition. So we'll be building on these more. Learn On also allows all the charts and graphs to be interactive. So, you know, so that it makes the data more accessible for students. They can select layers on and off, so they can start to, you know, declutter some graphs and be able to interpret the data a bit more easily. I've already mentioned that all of the questions have sample responses, marking guides, and VCAR exam reports, and we also have a range of reporting tools as well that teachers and students are able to access. So this one here is the results by course. And so I just might explain this a little bit more. So because it does look a little bit hectic, but what I can say is this first column here, so where it says number 3, real numbers. So just imagine that's the topic level progress chart for your students. So let's just say that was topic 1, business foundation. So that shows you that Sebastian is currently tracking at 67%. He's doing quite well. And then if we go down to Griffin's actually tracking at only 15%. So we might want to drill in a bit further with Griffin and see some of the knowledge points that he's struggling with. So that's a topic level view. If we move across to the right, they start to break down to the subtopics. So that's how students are performing for each of the subtopics. Now, in key concepts in business management, each of those subtopics actually relates to a specific key knowledge dot point. So through this view, we're seeing how students are performing against each of those dot points. So we might say there, so if we look at 3.1, we could say, well, do you know what, Sebastian at 74% is really nailing that key knowledge dot point. We might want to drill in there and see what's happening with that other 26%. You know, what are they, maybe the task words of higher cognition that Sebastian's struggling with. But we might want to drill in with Griffin there. He's tracking at 9%. And we might want to just find out what we might need to go back over just to get that score back up again. Is it the task words, or is it some of the content that we need to revise? So this gives a really great insight to that key knowledge dot point level of how your students are tracking, their strengths and their weaknesses. This isn't the only view though in our results panel. We also have results by assignment. So if you get into a good routine of setting quizzes or setting question sets online, you can compare how students are performing in those quizzes over time. One teacher I spoke with recently said that they were going to almost do like a pre and a post quiz where they, create a set of auto mark questions from the online quiz sets, set that at the beginning of the topic, and then set that same test again at the end of the topic, just to see how their students have progressed through. And you can put those tests next to each other to compare the data. The third one on the list there is class comparison. So this is really powerful if you've got multiple BizMan classes, and in Learn On you can actually be attached to multiple classes as a teacher. So if you've got a colleague who's teaching another BizMan class, you can actually join to each other's classes so that you can not only see the data and compare class performance, but you can also share resources. So if you've created that online quiz, you've gone through and filtered out the questions that you want, you can share that with the other class, or share that with the teacher to share with their other class. It also works for any resources that you might want to upload. So if you've created a custom PowerPoint or a custom SAC or test, you can upload that into the resource panel and share that with the other class as well. So really powerful. And we did mention that, during times of study design change, teachers are looking for that reassurance around having, teacher resources that are directly aligned with the new study design. So I'm excited to say the authors are busy working on these at the moment. We will have updated work programs, teaching advice with lesson starter ideas. We will have new updated quarantine assessments. That's normally topic tests. Now remember, our topics are aligned with the area of study, so they're really area of study tests. And we will also have some teacher quarantine practice SACs. And so just anything that's quarantined means that the students haven't been able to see those yet. So students will only see those if the teacher actually assigns them. So apologies for going fast. I feel like I got through a lot there. This is the link to access sample pages. So hopefully you get a copy of the slides or the recording, and you can use the QR code to be able to access sample pages for the two new titles. Again, these are our new pricing structure. So $50 for digital, and then it's just $30 for print on top of that digital. So $80 for digital and print. And then that super course option of connecting multiple titles together for 1 year is $55. Now, the print titles are going to be available from the 1st of November. The digital access will be available before that. The other option that is really popular is Jacaranda's new 7 to 12 e-library. So this is a full school solution, and for just $75 per student, it gives all students and all teachers access to our complete Jacaranda Library, 7 to 12. So teachers are able to dive in, access content from all of those editions to be able to use in their class. And that's it. There's my email. If anyone does have any questions, please do feel free to reach out directly to me. As I mentioned, I've been the publisher on this series for a while now, so very happy to answer queries.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Brent. What a great presentation. Every time I thought, oh, I must ask this or this, you then went and covered it. So that was great.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So we will share this recording with those who couldn't make it. And yeah, look, thank you very much. And we'll see you for the next one in the series.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, Suzanna.
Okay. Thanks, Brent. Bye.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Okay, and we're on a bit of a roll. So now I'm going to introduce Jillian. Jillian Lim is the learning consultant at Nelson Cengage and is going to tell us about her stuff. Hey, Jillian, great to see you. You're on mute. We'll just unmute you.
Is that better?
Yeah, there we go.
Hi, Susanna.
Lovely.
How are you?
All right. It's great to see you. Okay, I will mute myself, so take it away.
That's great. Well, thank you everyone for staying on this, lovely virtual display that Campion has put up for business management. Really, today I would like to present the new A+ business management resources. Okay. But before I sort of showcase these new study guides, let me walk you through some of the research findings that we have found from students on what they look for in a revision guide. The study guides, really, students have mentioned that they really want to make it easy to use. It has to be clear, it has to be concise, with visual diagrams. We want to make it trustworthy. Students have said, provide us with accurate content, show us how it works in terms of the tone of voice, as well as a preview content. Make it reliable. So, we really want to present to them, again, the tone of voice and, sort of having to looking at the topics from, I guess, different perspectives. Make it a habit, because, getting into a study regime can be tricky, and obviously making it worthwhile. A study guide should be value for money, and really, study guides are a really nice thing to have if one can afford it. So basically, these study guides are really designed sort of to meet the requirements of the new VCE Business Management Study Design, and can be used all year round to prepare students for their VCE Business Management exam. It's just a little bit small, so I'm just going to try to see if I can bring that a little bit bigger. Is everyone seeing it okay?
No, not at all. I can't. I can see an icon for a PowerPoint. Can you share it to your screen, or share your screen?
I'm gonna stop share now.
Okay, I can see your emails now. Yay! Yeah, that's looking.
That's a little bit better. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Okay.
And then if you do, yeah.
So,
you're right.
All right, take two now. Yeah, so just in terms of the business management study notes, like I've mentioned, it is meeting the requirements of the new study design, and it's written by Deborah McNaughton. So Deborah is an experienced teacher of business management and economics. She's also held many roles with VCAR, including state reviewer and assistant chief assessor for business management in the recent years. This particular study guide really provides a detailed plan of how students can really approach their study in terms of revision and preparation, tailored to business management. It includes hints on how to avoid common misconceptions within the VCE Business Management exam, and showcases what examiners are looking for in answer solutions. So top summaries and key knowledge are fronted in the book, and that's provided at the start of each chapter. We also have each chapter of the book will address an area of study from the study design. And this is comprehensive summary that really highlights the essential key knowledge. The glossary of key terms for easy revisions. There's concept maps to provide that visual overview of how key knowledge is connected. And also sort of that, consists of both past VCAR questions as well as exam style questions for each area of study. The book also comes with detailed solutions that includes the answer explanations and advice for creating high scoring responses. The business management practice exam, this particular one is written by Amanda Ritter and Kirsten Furness. So Amanda has extensive experience in commerce education as a teacher, article and awarded textbook writer. She's also an online presenter and PD presenter. She also manages the regional coordinator role in quality teaching at the Department of Education and Training. And Kirsten is also an experienced teacher of business management and accounting. She is a curriculum writer for VCAR as well. So this particular book contains 12 write-in topic tests, and each addressing one key knowledge area of the VCE Business Management. So the topic test really includes a range of structured as well as case study based questions. It includes both VCAR style and past VCAR exam questions. So we really want to emulate the final exam as closely as possible. And as a bonus, there's also 2 detachable exams that can be easily torn out at the back of the book. The solutions, I guess, to the test and the exam questions, they are supplied. And it really provides, sort of that rigor of that. It's written basically to a model high scoring responses and include sort of the student responses examples from previous VCAR examiners report. So the hints really at the back of the book provide a guidance on providing exam strategy, as well as how best to approach different types of questions, as well as to avoid common mistakes. Each solution is also sort of has a detailed mark allocation breakdown. So to really assist students in understanding how their responses are marked and inform them of their exam preparations. So each, for both revision resources, students can revise key study terms online with A+ flashcards. So this really allows them to test their understanding and recall. They're priced at $34.95 each and can be purchased through Campion. We do have digital pages available for both of these titles. If you or like further information, do reach out to one of your learning consultants. So it's myself, I'm Jill. There's Anne-Marie Mosley as well as Kim, or through our customer service, phone and email. I think that's a wrap up for me, really. Yeah. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you, Jillian. And just to remind everyone, when will you have resources available for people to have a look at?
Yeah, so we will definitely have them available, I would say, towards the end of term 3. But like I said, we do have the digital page proofs. So, I would say like the 99% of the content is ready to go. Yeah.
Yep. Fantastic. All right. Well, I think we can let you go, and I think that's a wrap on our first Campion webinar. So thank you to everyone who's watching in person and who has connected and is watching the recording as well. We really appreciate it, and please do let us know what more information you'd like. So have a great day, everybody.
Fabulous. Thank you so much,
Jillian.
Suzanna. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye.